I was a little nervous this morning when I came in here. I was a little bit nervous, and I walked in, there was people juggling and people talking, and it was awesome, and I was like, oh, I'm not nervous anymore. This is a great group of people, and I'm really excited to be here and talk to you all. So I'm first going to kind of poll the audience. Who here comes from a farm? Born on a farm? Okay. Who here has parents who are born on a farm? Okay, a few more people. Well, my name's Benoit, and I'm very much from a farm. I was born and raised in Kirkton, Ontario. Every single day of my life has been somehow influenced by agriculture and the agriculture industry. It's an industry I love to be a part of. You know, on the screen behind me, those are my grandparents, Ron and Doris Denham. They started farming around Kirkton in the early 1920s, and on the other side, that's my dad. And Dad farms, we farm actually, it's a family operation, about 10 minutes away from my grandparents, 100 acres, wheat, corn, edible beans. So now a lot has changed in this industry between these two pictures. A lot has changed in this world between these two pictures. And I think most notably would be just the global population. When my grandparents were born in the early 1920s, we had about 2 billion people on this planet. Today, the global population sits about 7.4 billion, and it continues to rise. So of course, more people to feed. We have to make more food. How do you do that? Well, this is known as the agricultural revolution of the 20th century. Someone took science and the art of producing food and put them together. And this is what it looks like, a massive increase in productivity from farmers across the world. This is a graph of Ontario corn yields from 1916 to 2015. As an agriculture student, this is something that I get really excited about. In 1916, the average Ontario farmer produced about 26.4 bushels per acre. And just this past fall, in 2015, the average Canadian farmer produced 172.5 bushels per acre. That is a huge increase. That is innovation, and that is science being applied in real life. So how did we do that? How did we feed 7.4 billion people? Well, it started with mechanization of agriculture, the invention of the tractor, less labor needed, more efficient use of time. The invention and adoption of synthetic fertilizer and biotechnology meant that we had more potential in the seed we were planting and the required inputs to realize that potential. And just farmers who were more aware of what they were doing, and farmers just continuously getting better and better at their jobs. Now it's 2016 and we're looking forward, and by 2050 we're expected to have 9 billion people on this planet. And we feed 7.4 right now. How are we going to feed 9 billion? It's going to take a 70% increase in our production to feed all those people. Well, agriculture here in the second decade of the 21st century, we're in the middle of an information revolution. So this is something called precision agriculture. Farmers are able to collect data from their fields. They can collect hundreds and thousands of data points on everything from yield data to soil pH, soil conductivity, water availability, soil type, soil chemistry. Farmers are able to use technology to collect all this data and compile it into maps of fields. They can then take that data, put it into a computer, apply an algorithm to it, and the algorithm will spit out soil zones, soil maps, and then a farmer can take his field and manage it according to those zones. So for example, if you have a very high producing part of a field, you could plant a higher population of corn, and you're more effectively using the inputs you have to produce a better crop. This is more environmentally friendly. This is more economic for the farmer. And the new technology doesn't stop there. It's in the barns too. I don't know if anyone's ever seen this. This is a robotic milking system. Farmers don't even have to go to the barn to milk cows anymore. So the way this works is a cow walks in from the other side. A scanner in the robot scans her collar with an ID tag. It tells the farmer who she is, when she was last milked, and how much milk she usually gives. A robotic arm disinfects, washes the teats, and attaches the milker. As she's being milked, this machine can test the milk for any sign of infection, and then once she's done, she's free to go. The farmer wasn't there at all, and he or her is free to do something else. All this information is also compiled and sent right to a computer or even a cell phone. Now, all this technology is interesting and cool, and I love to be a part of an industry that is using it, and I love to be a part of an innovative industry. But at the end of the day, the technology does not replace the people. I mean, you can have a lot of yield potential in a seed, but you still need the farmer to put it in the ground, the farmer to manage the ground. Now, the mandate of agriculture is to feed hungry people, and it's not even just to feed hungry people. The mandate of agriculture is to feed hungry people in an environmentally, economically, and socially responsible way. For years, farmers have always been really, really good at the economic and environmental part. Of course, you can't farm if you degrade the land you're farming. You can't farm if you don't know how to balance a budget. Although in the past few years, or in the past few decades really, we are working on that social responsibility. I polled the audience, and there are a few of you who were born on farms. If my grandfather had polled the audience in 1930, about a third of you would have been from farms, and that social dynamic wasn't there. There wasn't that space between consumer and farmer. And moving forward, one of the biggest challenges of the agriculture industry isn't going to be producing enough food. I fully believe that we have the technology we need to do that. We have the knowledge, and we're well on our way. The challenge of agriculture is going to be properly communicating and helping our consumers understand how we produce that food, because it's important. And I really think that food and food production is something that's very important to all of us, and it's something that all of us should be invested in, because you all eat 3 times a day. I was enjoying cheese and vegetables out there, and we all eat, and we all want to know where that food comes from. So moving forward, it's the responsibility as farmers to educate people. And it's also the responsibility of our consumers to maybe go out and learn a little bit more about where their food comes from, and go and talk to farmers. Go and talk to farmers, and go and talk to organizations like Farm and Food Care. They do an incredible job of getting that message out, because we love this industry and farmers are fully capable of producing enough food. It's whether or not we're going to have a public that accepts what we do, and I just think that's really important. Now, I love this industry. I mentioned that. I've loved this industry since I was probably in grade 9, and I went to the Farm Smart conference with my dad, and the Farm Smart conference is happening right now, and I'm not here, I'm here, which is really great. Not there, I'm here, but, and then it's something that's, sorry, okay. I had a picture of a sunset, but it's not there anymore. So anyway, I would just like to say, we love what we do. We love this industry. We have the technology we need to meet the goals that we have. And thank you.